Now, if you had poofy hair back in the 80s, like 86, 87, 88, there's a good chance if you had poofy hair and just, luxurious hair, and from a distance, someone would be like, is that a chick? You probably were in, you probably were in a rock band. Okay, there were so many bands, and MTV was the just generator of all these songs. Songs all night long, and most of these bands did not make it. But yeah, if you would have saw them back then with this whole transgender thing going on, you'd been like, there's like 4 chicks in that band, they rock hard. I'd be like, nah, dude, that's Brittany Fox, man, and those are dudes. You're listening to Broke Man Radio Worldwide, home of the champions, where you can be broke and still be classy. Now, kicking back off into the 80s, I'm telling you, great times, a lot of fun. The music, you had groups like Poison. If you never heard of Poison, and listen, I'm pretty sure people who listen to Broke Man Radio have an idea who Poison was, Motley Crue was, but you should go back and listen to some of these bands. You'll have a blast, and just reacquaint yourself with some of the real forgotten about groups. But Cinderella, Gypsy Road, Guns N' Roses. Of course, everybody knows Paradise City. Everybody knows all these, but we're talking about the entire albums were just great, to be honest with you. Now, Metallica, if you've heard one Metallica song, you probably heard them all. But Metallica stayed on that countdown on MTV for, you could, I don't know, it was at least 6 months. And it was because no one was doing the quality that Metallica was doing at that time. AC/DC was, but Metallica was just coming out with strings of albums. And to me, most of those albums sound all the same. But you had groups like Iron Maiden, which I couldn't even name an Iron Maiden song at this point in juncture. But and I forgot what that group was, but you started thinking back at these groups and like, who was bad back in the day? Of course, there was Be My Friend, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper looked like he wanted to kill someone, but no, the dude actually is a big-time Christian now and was actually the son of a preacher. And, you should listen to that on YouTube sometime. But I go to church camp. And at church camp, all these groups that I'm naming off to you, they were the devil. And I get home, and there's no telling how much money I spent on tapes. Now, you had tapes or records, but mostly back then, it was tapes. And a lot of times, you recorded them off the radio. You couldn't afford to go down there to Woolsworth and get one of those. So, and many times, you start learning how to fix some of these tapes. And you think of some very innovative things when you want to listen to your favorite song. But there's very few old school hair bands that actually you want to listen to every single song. But Cinderella, with the Gypsy Road and Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, they were one of them. Poison was definitely one of them. So Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue, definitely one of them. But there was so many, they had this show late at night, and you'd watch these, they'd be like, introducing a new video, and it was called The Headbangers Ball, and they would go on there, and most of those groups, you'd see the premiere, and then you would never see it again. So apparently, they didn't have enough money to back it, because, you could buy airtime, but, or someone just said, please never play that song ever again. But, so, yeah, reliving the 80s, like, there was a great movie years ago called School of Rock, and definitely, positively, the rock mentality that was in that movie is definitely what a lot of people had back then. The blue jean jackets, stonewashed jeans, the long frizzy hair, and it was just a lot of fun. Now, like I told you, you go to church camp, they were doing the songs backwards and all this stuff here, which, if you're really that bored, to be playing songs backwards to hear some subliminal message. You don't need tapes, or you don't need records. Okay, you just need to quit it. Maybe you're better off than just listening to instrumentals and not even bothering with that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun with the Rubik's Cubes, and I never really had the cool jacket with some cool band on the back, but boy did I want one. And the Panama Jack gear was hot back then. I always wanted one of the hats, never got one. And then I passed one in Walmart the other day, and it wasn't the same. But I'm like, just because I should just buy one. But I'm like, nah. The time has come and gone. But yeah, you would roll your pants up like there's a flood coming. You'd have your long hair. I had a mullet for sure. Jim Gaffigan jokes about that. He's like, all guys have got to do is just not have a mullet. But yes, back then these bands had makeup. They had frizzy hair, and from a distance you would think, "Dadgum, here comes 4 transgender women." Brookman Radio here, where this has been a lot of fun. Been doing this 5 years. Really enjoyed doing this, and I hope that you'll stick around for this weekend shows. I'm gonna have one Friday and one for the Sunday, which I love to do, the Sunday morning edition. And sometimes if I don't do one, it's because I want something better than what I probably was gonna do. So that is the dealio. So as for the Tuesday, middle of the week edition here, hey, much love from Broke Man Radio. Listen to some of those old groups, bust out some Poison songs. Don't need nothing but a good time. I'm telling you, YouTube, right, for a lot of older people, and I'm not saying I'm old, but I feel that way. But YouTube is just, oh my goodness, it's a gift in your hand, because back in the day you didn't have that. So go back and listen to some of your favorite songs, and pull out your old jacket, but don't grow your hair back out like that, okay? Because in today's times, people might get the wrong idea. You start painting your face and letting your hair grow long, people might get the wrong idea, okay? And do not put fingernail polish on your hand, guys. Yeah, people did that. So until Friday, much love here from Broke Man Radio. Oh yeah, keep it rocking.